Greetings again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Spinal Segment. I'm happy to report that just last week I celebrated 31 years in practice. And for so many reasons, I've been very blessed and thrilled to be able to serve for that long. And it reminded me too that sometimes it's necessary to go back to basics. That is so true of chiropractic, that back to the basics, what we do is we find subluxations, misalignments of the spine, correct them to improve the function of the spine, the connectivity of the nervous system from brain to the rest of the body, and that's what's so fun about chiropractic. It remains consistent. In that vein, let's talk about back to basics. I wanted to kind of look at the spine globally. And as you'll see from the side, there are three angles or curves, arcs of the spine. The first one is actually in the center, and it's called a kyphotic curve. This is the one we're all born with. The fetal position is an exaggeration of and the origin of the kyphosis or kyphotic curve of the spine. It is only when we start to lift our head as infants, lift our head just after newborn, lifting our head, that we create this curve in the neck that is called the lordosis or lordotic curve. And similarly, it is only when we start to stand, be a biped, that we encourage and create the lumbar curve, the lumbar lordosis. And so in a normal, highly functioning spine, we need these curves to optimally function, keep everything healthy. It creates a shock absorber. As you can see, it absorbs shock as we jump off a wall, something like that. You know, we talk about, again, spinal nerves and the discs and all. Well, let's take a look at that. In every segment of the spine, we're going to focus down here in the upper lumbar area. You can see the segment, the disc above it and below it, and a nerve. Taken in this direction, we can see the alignment of the spine. You can see the pair of nerves that exits, and here it's important to note the anatomy, just where everything is. And so we note that there's the disc between two vertebrae. We see that the nerve exits at the space that the disc creates, that's between the two vertebrae. And so that's why it's so important to maintain disc height, so it preserves the space for the nerve as it transmits information, carries information from the brain and back up to the brain. And that's why it's so important for there to be motion in the segments of the spine to preserve the health of the disc. So I think it's important to sometimes look at the spine globally and really get an idea of how we're put together, and with the intimate relationship between the spine and the nervous system, that when we keep the spine in motion, the nervous system stays as healthy as it can. So, signing off, another lesson in the spinal segment.